Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Today I'd like to follow up in a video that was done on a company called Deep Cycle Systems. I did a few videos on them several years back. The TLDR, if you don't want to watch those videos, is that they sued a smaller YouTuber, Stefan Fischer. He has a channel, All Off-Road 4x4, where he shows you navigating all the beautiful landscapes of Australia on off-road vehicles, and sometimes he modifies these vehicles and reviews some of the gear that he uses to explore the country. And it's a really beautiful channel. He's just sharing what he loves with everybody else. Now, he mentioned that he was having problems with Deep Cycle Systems batteries, and he was talking about them, and he was actually showing you with a multimeter in a way that Dave Jones from EV Blog completely approves of why it is these batteries don't necessarily meet the capacity, and he was talking about the problems people have with these batteries. Rather than actually respond to any of those customer concerns, Deep Cycle Systems decided to sue him, at which point I decided to just start digging into this company, and I found a lot of interesting information. Number one, I found that there was a company that does independent reviews and tests of batteries, and that by far, DCS had the worst batteries of anybody that was tested in this test. Finder number two, I found that they had deleted all of their content off of archive.org, and when I found another archive of their website, I actually found that they had changed their warranty without telling customers. So the page said that it was last changed June or July of 2021, but when you go back to the archives, you'll see somewhere at the end of 2023, they changed their warranty to say that for certain instances, the battery can have 70% capacity, not 80%, and it needs to go down to 70% or below to actually be eligible for warranty, which is a downgrade in the warranty, but the page still said that it was updated June of 2021, even though they lowered the warranty in the end of 2023, which is a really shady and shitty thing to do. And I went over the fact that they're suing this man just for the crime of leaving an honest YouTube review of their stuff. So I found out that the lawsuit had concluded, and it seems like this case was just thrown out of court entirely for a number of reasons, and I wanted to share this video that I'm going to link to down below. It's 40 minutes long. It goes over it in much greater detail than I have the time to at the moment. That's a bunch of fun things that he found. Number one, I was going to start with the basics first and the fun stuff at the end. Number one, apparently they actually stole their logo. So DCS has a logo that's almost identical to DCS Corp in America, which is a company that existed way before the DCS battery company did in Australia. And they actually had the balls to trademark a logo that was legit just Control-C, Control-V from an American company. That's fucking hysterical. No, it just goes to show you the moral fiber of the people that run this company. Number two, it looks like there was a battery that had actually exploded and fucked up somebody's about $100,000 vehicle. They were asked to send the battery back to DCS to be inspected by IEC or something else. That, surprise, surprise, never actually happened. And then when the user who had this battery blow up their car, never got any sort of remediation from DCS, left a 1-star review, the owner of the company, after not doing the battery inspection, not doing any, not covering him at all, actually said he was going to sue him. Fucking insane. Number three is that the batteries that they sell, this may shock and awe many of you, are not actually manufactured by the team at DCS in Australia. A lot of these batteries were actually being purchased from a company in China, and you could tell that because they were actually leaving the labeling on some of these batteries, and you could see it when they were opened. And also when you look at the video shorts of the YouTube channel of the company that was making the batteries, one of the things I found funny is that you could actually see a DCS battery in the background that looked about the same as all the other batteries that they're making. It just had the DCS stamp on it. When you look at the profit and loss that was entered as a result of this case, you can see that they were selling these batteries at fairly high markups with, again, no quality assurance, which is why, in my opinion, that they were ranked at the bottom. The other is that when they were talking about that test where they were ranked at the bottom that I pointed out in my YouTube video, the company responded by saying that they gave that group that was doing the testing a used battery because they didn't have any new ones at the time, and that's why it performed so poorly. Yet the people who did the test said that they actually purchased these batteries new like a consumer would. They were not accepting any batteries from any company. So the company, again, lied about that. The most fun and interesting thing that I see here is when we're looking into why the case got thrown out, the company lied about their size and admitted it in court. The way defamation lawsuits work in Australia, you need to be a person. You can't be a company. And if you are a company filing a defamation lawsuit, you have to be about 10 employees or less. Now, what DCS was doing is they were pretending that they had offices in Belgium and a presence all around the world and all these employees that they didn't actually have. So when they were in court and they were trying to get the case thrown out, they had to admit, no, we actually do have less than 10 employees. All the stuff that we've been saying is fake. So their defense for why it is they were allowed to file the defamation lawsuit was to come out and say we were lying and inflating the size of our company to look more impressive than we actually are. We actually are under 10 employees, so technically we're allowed to do this lawsuit. Here's the thing. If you're going to start out your lawsuit in a court of law by admitting that for the entire duration of your company, you have been lying in your public presence, that's probably not going to work in your favor. And luckily, the judge saw it that way as well and said, fuck this, and threw out the case. Unfortunately, in spite of the fact that the judge doing this, and in spite of the fact that the judge demanded that DCS pay the legal fees of Stefan Fischer, which amounts to approximately $90,000, $100,000 at this point, this may be a surprise to you, but deadbeats like the person who runs this fucking piece of shit company have not paid Stefan Fischer yet. And what makes matters even worse is that Stefan Fischer is, during the course of this lawsuit, in addition to all the stress that comes financially from having to pay tens of thousands of dollars up to $100,000 out of pocket in legal fees, his daughter has also contracted leukemia, and dealing with this back and forth with this lawsuit, dealing with the stress of dealing with lawyers, and dealing with then now having to chase this, again, in my opinion, absolute piece of garbage for the legal fees that the judge has said that they have to pay, is now really starting to fuck with the time that he has to spend with his daughter who has leukemia. And I highly suggest that you watch the video that I'm going to link down below. It really does a great job of digging through every single one of these things. And there are so many other items that I wasn't aware of, that I hadn't found at the time, that just really dig into what a piece of fucking garbage the person that runs DCS is. What I want to say to all of you is that finding that there's another Australian archive site that actually archived all this outside of archive.org, I didn't find that on my own. I found that because audience members were emailing me this while I was going over and discussing the story in an online chat. And the reason that we were able to find all this, the reason that we were able to find that they lied about their warranty, they changed their warranty from 80% to 70% after the fact, but claimed on their website that they hadn't changed it. The reason that we're able to find all these little details that help Stefan Fischer win his case are because of the help of all of you. So when you're doing this, you're not just helping create something to make a funny YouTube video. You're actually helping people that are in real genuine strife not get fucked over by these types of companies that take part in these practices. And you're discouraging these practices going forward into the future by pointing them out and by demonstrating that these types of actions do have consequences. And I want to thank the community for making this possible. I want to thank the community for rallying around Stefan Fischer. And above all, again, just on a personal level, I wish the best of health and wealth to you and your daughter during this difficult time. And I'm really sorry that you had to deal with somebody like the piece of fucking shit that runs Deep Cycle Systems. I hope that he does the adult or the man thing and actually does pay you back. Again, there's a saying that Dino had. I have a video on this. If you're going to be the bitch, be the whole bitch. If you're going to file a defamation lawsuit while being objectively in the wrong, then at the very least, pay the person back their fucking legal fees. You're the one that started it. You got to finish it. If you want to go to court, if you want to be the big man and say, I'm going to file a lawsuit because somebody said something mean about me, then be the whole bitch and take that money out of your fucking bank account and pay the guy back whose daughter has fucking leukemia when you lose that fucking case. When they looked at the assets, it's very clear that you have those assets in your company. You have, I think they had something like $300,000 of assets, and part of it was a $150,000 boat. Sell your fucking boat, asshole, and pay the person that you owe. Fuck you. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. And if you're watching this, the head of DCS, go fuck yourself. I dare you to sue me. It's going to end very poorly for you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.